Hi, my name is Melissa Bates, and I was asked to talk about my cancer journey. I was diagnosed with breast cancer in June of 2004. It was stage 3, poorly differentiated invasive ductal carcinoma tumor. Basically, it was a tumor in my right breast that was about the size of a lime. I noticed that my breast was larger or swollen to me, and so I had an OB-GYN appointment, my yearly checkup anyway. I was 37 and she agreed to do the mammogram, and so I went and did a mammogram and nothing showed up. I went back to her and I said, put your hands out like this, and I laid my boobs in her hands and said, see how this one is heavier and firmer and more swollen? And so she agreed, and so she agreed to do have an MRI or a sonogram done. Discovered the tumors, and actually there were 2 of them, but the largest one was very big, 7 centimeters large. So we went straight into chemo, and I did 6 treatments of a TAC cocktail, and that was Taxotere, Adriamycin, and Cytoxan all together. We did them all together. My body did not react to the chemo in a really negative way. I know that you can get extremely sick from chemo, and other than being really tired and a little bit nauseous every now and then, I was able to function quite well. So I feel like I was extremely blessed from God for that, because that could have been a very scary thing for my kids. One of the things about chemo that's not fun, of course, is losing your hair. It causes you to be very soul-searching when you don't have your hair, when you cannot rely on your looks. However, the best part about, the only good thing about being bald is that you can take a 1-minute shower. So when you do lose all of your hair, you have nothing to shave, nothing on your armpit hair loses, your legs go away, your bikini line is gone, and you don't have to wash your hair. So I would stand in the shower literally and just say, oh my gosh, what do I do? Anyways, after chemo, we decided to do surgery. And I decided, well, I had no choice in terms of removing my right breast. I chose through a lot of research with MD Anderson online, and also with speaking with several women when I was going through chemo, I made the decision to go ahead and do a radical mastectomy, a double radical mastectomy. So they cut them both off. In 24 hours, you're out of the hospital, and you feel actually pretty good, but you are very sore, and they did take, I think, 10 of my lymph nodes out. But you get through it, and it's not very painful. I went on to 33 rounds of radiation, which is fine. Radiation does not hurt. You just lay on the table, and they zap, 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 and you're done. When you have radiation, it's amazing because you don't realize how long the radiation lasts in your body. It's been 3 months after that, this side of my chest wall was still warm to the touch. It is a treatment every day. You do get weekends off, but it was every day. While the treatment itself only takes 5 minutes, but by the time you drive there and you wait, and sometimes there's an emergency, so you have to wait longer, and it's just a pain because it's an hour out of your day. And then we waited. I did choose to reconstruct. I knew I wanted to reconstruct. I did not enjoy not having my breasts. In terms of sexuality, I didn't feel like a woman being so flat-chested and having no cleavage. I found that did bother me. I didn't think it would. In terms of athletics, it was great because I didn't even have to wear a bra to go running. So that was kind of nice, but in terms of when my husband and I would go out for the evening, I did not feel attractive, or I just felt out of place. MD Anderson did not recommend implants for me because of the radiation, and I chose to take the fat from my stomach because at the time I had quite a bit of it, and my boobs out of that, which was very lovely because you get a lovely tummy tuck. I have a very flat stomach now. It was called the DIEP method, where they did not have to cut through my stomach muscles. which I was very grateful for because I am athletic. The surgery itself took 9 hours, which is incredibly long, as you can imagine. And then the recovery, you have to stay in the hospital for 5 more days. And the first 24 hours, I did feel like I wanted to die. I felt like I had been hit by a truck. Then things start to let up. But I am so glad I did the surgery. I love feeling like I have boobs again. My husband, I think, enjoys them, even though I don't have a lot of feeling up here. I just love feeling the femininity part of that. So I hope that doesn't sound silly. In terms of tips, I would suggest that reading on the internet through MD Anderson or through the American Cancer Society exactly what your diagnosis means and the medical terms and what it means in terms of your treatment options. All of that is very important that you understand specifically what's going to happen and what your options are. It's also important to keep it all in perspective in terms of breast cancer. While it is, it can be a very fatal disease, it's also extremely curable. And my cousin actually helped me out tremendously in this area in terms of my positive outlook. And she said, statistics wise, you probably won't die from this. You're going to be fine, but it is just 1 year out of your life that's really going to suck. And sure enough, it actually goes by faster than you can imagine. My second tip is to get organized. Go buy a planner, an organizer that has a handle, and you can completely get organized. You can put in dividers, and you can keep track of all of your appointments, which you will have a million of. My third tip, go out and buy you a scrapbook. This is my breast cancer book 1, and I actually have 2 of them, of all the cards and the notes and the letters and the phone calls and the meals that people brought. I have them all saved in here, and I love this book. This is one of my favorite things to look at. The fun part about having cancer is that you find out how many people love you, and you get to hear from them all. Tip number 4 is do not turn down anybody's help. If someone wants to help, let them help you. It helps them to feel better in terms of that they're actually, doing something for you. And actually, you will appreciate it. Whether you want the meal today, if you don't want it today, put it in the freezer, and you might want it a week from then because you might not feel good a week from then. You do start feeling the stress of all of the co-pays and all of the medications that you have to pay for. It's just incredible how much expense it can be, which again is why you shouldn't turn down your friend's help. Tip number 5 is to buy thank you cards, because you will be writing a lot of thank you notes. And you'll just be so amazed by how many gifts and well wishes that you receive. But anyways, another tip is to check your local area for breast cancer support groups or for cancer support groups in general. We would go in, he and I, it's for cancer survivors, it's for people in treatment, cancer victims, cancer survivors, and their spouses or friends or daughters or, mothers. That's basically my whole cancer story, and I love to talk about it. I have some friends who don't like to talk about their journey, but everybody's different, and everybody handles the medications different, and everybody chooses different treatments, and that's okay.